Cam Wilkinson with Radial Engineering. Today we're going to be taking a look at our new product, the Key Largo. The Key Largo is a 3-channel analog keyboard mixer and USB interface with MIDI capabilities, all encompassed in a single live performance pedal. So for all you keyboard players out there, we have not forgotten about you. This one's for you guys. The Key Largo has 4 stereo channels, 3 being analog. Of course you can run these in mono by just simply connecting into the left input on each channel. The last channel is USB. All of these are bused to 2 stereo outputs, the main outputs and the monitor outputs. The main outputs are transformer isolated, balanced XLR, and they output at line level. So if you're a solo artist, you're in a lounge, you're playing along with all your keyboards, you can take the main outputs from the Key Largo directly to powered speakers. If you'd like, however, to use the outputs at mic level, simply back down the master volume and you can connect into a snake on stage. Right beside the main outs, we've got the monitor outs. These are balanced 1/4 inch outputs, and they'll allow you to feed monitors on stage. Both the main outs and the monitor outs have their own ground lift. This is just because typically the front of house board will be way off in the distance on its own electrical circuit, whereas on-stage stuff will be on its own circuit as well. When you got 2 different circuits, ground loops can happen. So this will help with any of the problems created by that. Going through the features of the Key Largo has a built-in momentary sustain switch, a built-in stereo effects loop, and connectivity for a stereo volume pedal. It ships with a 15-volt power adapter, and the Key Largo employs an internal switch mode power supply, which elevates the rail voltage. So if you've got a really dynamic digital keyboard or a fat analog synth, you don't need to worry about overloading the Key Largo. It's not going to happen. We also have a cable lock for the power supply, just so that when that drunk guy hops on stage, he's tripping over everything. Before security can yank him off, he kicks your power cable, the cable lock will keep it in. So typically, users will connect their first keyboard to the inputs on channel 1. Here we can use the momentary sustain switch. So by using a standard TS cable, you can connect your keyboard to the Key Largo and effectively use the Key Largo as a standalone momentary sustain device. It'll save you space. Your second keyboard you can connect to the inputs on channel 2. Here you may want to use some effects. So with the stereo effects loop, you can use 2 standard insert cables to patch into a stereo rack effect unit. If you want to use a guitar pedal, we've got a mono switch to switch the effects loop to mono. And you can use 2 TS cables to just go into a standard delay or reverb guitar pedal. Each channel has its own effects send volume, so you can really dial in how much effect you want on each channel. Say you want the first channel dry, second channel wide open. You can do that no problem. There is 1 master receive, so you can back off the output of the effect if it's too hot and causing any overloading. You can toggle the effects on and off by stomping on the effects foot switch. A lot of guys these days like to utilize their laptop on stage with them for use with software such as MainStage, Kontakt. In our case, we're using Logic. So by connecting the Key Largo via USB to your computer and taking a MIDI out from one of your keyboards to the MIDI in on the Key Largo, you can use it to trigger virtual instruments. So here we're going into our first keyboard. Now we're going to back off the volume on channel 1, turn up the USB volume, and you can hear the soft synth. Now I'm going to turn back up the volume on channel 1 and you can hear a blend between the 2. Now we've also added the connectivity options for a stereo volume pedal. So you can take 2 TRS cables, patch in a volume pedal, control all the volume of all your keyboards with that. Another great feature with the Key Largo is it is a high quality 2-channel audio interface. So if you're on tour, you know you're going to be doing some recording, be it on the bus, in a hotel room, rather than lugging around an extra interface, you can just use the Key Largo. Simply toggle it into record mode by using the recessed switch. You can effectively use it as an audio interface. Just be sure that when you go back to performing, you switch it back to live mode. 24-bit 192 kilohertz converters allow you to record high quality audio over USB. The Key Largo has attributes of a performance pedal and is a great sounding analog keyboard mixer. It's also compact enough to make it perfect for fly rigs. Combine that with Radial's build quality, you've got a mixer you can stomp on. I'm Cam Wilkeson with Radial Engineering. Thank you for watching.